when you hear of law enforcement or a police officer, you automatically think about what Hollywood portrays it out to be or what the media portrays it to be. According to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, there are only two categories in law enforcement fields. The first type is a uniformed police officer who patrols, responds to emergencies and non-emergency calls. He maintains neighborhoods and traffic laws, writes detailed reports, and then goes to court according to the kind of tickets that he hands out. The second is detectives and investigators. They investigate crimes, collect evidence, obtain warrants, interview witnesses, and they prepare paperwork for trial. Now, we all know there are plenty of other jobs for law enforcement fields, from crime scene investigation, which is big because of the TV show CSI, and all the way up until CIA and intelligence type stuff. The main thing that they all have in common is that most people have to start out as a uniformed police officer in patrol to gain their knowledge and the skills necessary to move on to a bigger, higher law enforcement job. These jobs and duties are just a generalization, what you will be doing as a police officer. Two ways you can become a police officer. You can apply through a local agency yourself, go through their hire-on process with the background checks and all the digging into your past and what skills you have. And then they will pay for you to go to the academy to become a state licensed peace officer, or you can find a local college or school who has a police academy there and put yourself through it, and then from there you can pick and choose where you want to be a police officer, which neighborhood, based off crime rate, or what exactly you want to be doing, how fast you want to move up to a detective or criminology. I myself, I've always been interested in law enforcement for as long as I can remember. I was probably about 8 years old when I met a police officer who helped my sister and me. And ever since then, that man just stuck in my head, and I wanted to be a police officer, not because of how Hollywood and the media portrays police officers to be, but because of the kindness and the help that he gave me and my sister. So after high school, well, actually, I was lucky enough to go to a vocational school, which had a criminal justice program. So in high school, I started learning skills to become a police officer. Fingerprinting, handprinting classmates, and patrolling the school, and learning how to conduct different traffic stops with our teacher, who was an FBI agent, and the other one was a sheriff's deputy. From there, you have to be 21 to join the academy, or at least 6 months from turning 21 to join the police academy. So I was only 17 when I graduated. I joined the military. If you've gone to a vocational school, ROTC, military, it gives you a leg up on all the other candidates trying to pursue the same career path. In the military, I did security and I did weapons. So once I finished my enlistment, I had more skills than the average person, and I applied for the sheriff's department. It gave me a bump up on the list to become part of the sheriff's team, and I worked at the jail, the county jail, for 2.5 years. There, I learned even more fingerprinting and frisking and searching, and we had to do medical screenings. From there, we took care of the inmates, and we processed people back and forth to prison, and it just gives you more skills and the requirements to becoming a peace officer. Law enforcement is not a typical day-by-day job. You never know what's going to happen. No 2 days are ever going to be exactly the same. You encounter people from all ages to all ethnic backgrounds and races, all different types of languages and just different demeanors. According to the Officer Down organization, this year alone, we're only in February, this year alone there have already been 15 duty-related deaths by police officers across the United States. And since 2012, the job rate has actually dropped 11%. There are only approximately about 780,000 police officers, detectives, and uniformed officers to patrol and take care of the whole United States, because the job is becoming less popular, especially with how the media portrays people. Media is really big right now with how law enforcement officers don't do what they're supposed to. Really, it's just a hard job for anybody to do, because you have to be like the bad guy and give people tickets and arrest them, and what you don't see is when they help people. And a lot of people don't know that there are smaller portions of being a police officer, like a game and fishing warden. They're actually a licensed police officer, but they're more focused on people who break the laws with like hunting and poaching animals and taking care of the wildlife portion instead of the person portion of breaking the laws. Next slide. Oh, my picture. And then here we have police officers.